Yeah, beautiful. Baruch Hashem. Exactly. We call these beautiful, beautiful problems. Sarot shel Asherim, wonderful problems. So I thought, see, remember last week I wanted to get a little feel for Ada. We did some interesting halachas on Adar and the Tanis Esther, the two aspects of Tanis Esther, and the Mishabura there about Mabim B'Simcha and about making a new holiday. It was a fun little mini shear. And we'll get more into Ada as Ada Bet. All right, because for purposes of Purim, the real Ada, where the real Ada stand up, it's Ada Bet. The real Ada in Halacha, not civil. A person has a Yurtzeit, does person observe it in Ada Rishon, Ada Bet is a machloket. It's a machloket, and the Ramah says Ada Aleph is the real Ada regarding Yurtzeit. So it's a fascinating discussion in the postscript. But I thought we'd do another topic. We'll get back to Ada in a few weeks, get into the Purim spirit. But I thought we'd do something fantastic that we don't really have that much exposure to. It is Parshas Mishpatim, laws of Hoshen Mishpat. Hoshen Mishpat, people associate. Well, you have 4 sections of the Shulchan Aruch. Orchaim is the daily stuff, Brachos, Tzitzis, Mincha, Mariv, Shachos, all that, and Shabbos and Yantiv. Even Ezra is marriage, Kedushin, all that stuff, Yichud. And Yoredei is Kashrus. Anyone who studies for Smicha is Kashrus. You have why you in Israel, you have the Grus here, you have all different Rabbanutas, Smicha, always going to be doing Yoredeya. Okay. And by the way, side point, if you know anyone who's becoming a rabbi, usually the Americans have become rabbis here, they go back to the States and they become rabbis there, or they'll teach in Rishon in one of these wonderful gap year yeshivas, which is beautiful. Not too many go into chinuch in Israel, within the Israeli system. That's where I'm at. So they're actually having a panel Saturday night in the Grus Kol, the why you call Yerushalayim, and I'm going to be on the panel there about Americans or any foreigners who are here in Israeli chinuch. So if you know anyone who's thinking about going to be a rabbi but wants to stay and teach in Israel, not only in the gap year program, which are gorgeous, but to be in the Israeli system itself, let me know. I'll send you the flyer if you want to join. Anyway, so back to over here. So you learn Yoredeya. So you have Yoredeya, Even Ezer, Chaim, and the 4th section is Hoshen Mishpat, judgments, monetary laws, based in, and fascinating stuff. Fascinating. So you know what? I underlined some really great halachot, and we should be in a halachic frame in every area of our lives. There cannot be any area of our lives that's minutak from the life of the Shulchan Aruch. You have some people who are amazing with their davening and their kashrus, and money is a little bit schwach. Taxes and the little shticks here and a shtick there, and cash, and avoid this and avoid that, and whatever. We know different kinds. And you have other people meticulous with money, so honest to the T, and Ma'ariv might not be so popular. Going to learn may not be. May not always say brachos. We got to be a complete Jew. A complete Jew means there's no area of the Shulchan Aruch that you're not careful on. There's no area. Why, if some people not care in this area, they're not care in this area? It's either nature or nurture. If we brought up in a society where everyone pushes this, and then they don't push that, then you're going to be each part of that. Or you can have a different, your own nature. Either way, all 4 sections are absolutely crucial. I call the Shulchan Aruch, the world of halacha, our ogen. Our ogen is what? What's an ogen? Well, you all know what an aguna is. Tragic case of an aguna. Ayin gimel vav nun hey. An aguna is a lady who's tragically anchored to this horrible person. So aguna is a horrible term. She's anchored in a terrible way. Ogen is an anchor, a ship that's resting for the night and throws down its anchor. That's a good thing. An anchor could be a good thing, right? So an ogen is an anchor. Halach is our anchor. We can argue over hashkafa, Jewish philosophy, Zionism, not Zionism, Muslim movement, Baal Shem Tov, Hasid. You can argue over hashkafa all the time. What is the anchor of Judaism? It's the world of halacha. Put Rav Kook and the Satmar Rebbe in the same room and throw out 50 shilas in halacha that come up in a typical shul during the week about onions, about kashrus, about the ear of this and that. You wouldn't even know that they have any arguments in anything. They'll be in the same world. You would not know one difference. You may have this position on Erev, that position on Erev, but they're in the world of halacha. You talk about Medina Israel, which, Satmar Rebbe saw them, Rav Kook died in 35. He didn't see it, but Zionism, and then, okay, they'll argue over that. But Ogen, now Ogen is halacha. So Choshen Mishpah, you always get a taste of Choshen Mishpah. So here we go. Eila HaMishpatim, Ashet Hasim Lefneihem. What? Eila, these are the laws they put in front of you. And all Mishpatim. 2024, Ve'eila Mishpatim. Which are the laws today that a Beis Din will take up? In other words, I go with any case, any dispute that I have with another person, Beis Din will take care of it. Let's say you have, right across the street, my dear colleague Rav Nir Vagon in the shul right across the street. He learned Chavrusa with Rav Kopperman, another dear colleague of mine, Avat Zion. They learned Chavrusa in, I think, some. Okay. Yeah. Another colleague, Rav Korbel, he has his base. So you could come to them with any case, any law they judge today in 2024 Tafshin Pei Daled. And what's the answer? No. So some obvious ones that they don't deal with. Person goes in and says that why? One killed that one. Now Bates is going to deal with the death sentence. No. So obviously they don't deal with death sentence. That you need to know how many. Not 3. Only 71 of the in the Mikdash. You need 23, which could be all around Israel. But we don't have that, obviously. Fine. So the Beis Din nowadays deals with inheritance arguments in the Beis Din regarding ksuva, what he owes the wife, etc., etc. Damages. I went ahead, backed into someone's car, and there's a dispute about the damages. It's total, but it's only worth 5,000. You have to get a new one. He's gonna have to pay 30,000. Okay, go to Beis Din, and they'll work it out. So all monetary cases Beis Din deals with. So you can know from my question. No, you know me well enough. So no, that will be the natural assumption that they'll deal with every monetary case. The Shulchan Aruch starts off Choshen Mishpah that there's 2 conditions needed to deal with a monetary case in Tafshin Pei Daled. What are the 2 conditions? It has to be. What is the example of kanas penalty? When you have to pay more than the damage you did. Anyone have an example in the Torah cases from Parshat Mishpatim from 2 days ago? Not days ago. From days, yeah, it was today. Tuesday. No, it wasn't so far. That's pretty good. Okay. We reached a certain age actually close. That's so anyways, so Pashas Mishpatim, and we'll have a case where you pay a damage. Steal something, you have to pay double, or if you shechted it, you have to pay 4 times the amount. Will Beis Din go ahead where you steal something, they'll say, phony, you have to pay double. That's the law. No, they don't deal with penalty cases anymore. They just deal with pure damage cases. And every single possible case, the Gemara in the Babas have a lot of very extreme, unique cases of damage, right? This animal's walking, a stone gets flown up and hits, right? Shroros. So what Beis Din is limited. We're limited today, unfortunately. So we have the Mikdash, we have the full system running. The Beis Din is in a maintenance system right now, where the Beis Din has the authority to deal with common cases, and the Shulchan Aruch deals with what does it mean common, and damages, not penalties. That's what Beis Din deals with today. Okay, so if you go ahead and you have, a penalty case, and hey, I should be getting 4 or 5. I should be getting double. The Edie said I stole, and he admits it, and he proved it. There's witnesses. He pays me double. No, they don't do that anymore. It's the Mikdash will have the full system back again, but it's a limited system just to keep the monetary laws going. That's number 1. Interesting idea. Oh. Good question. It's an amazing question. Hilchos Avadim. Now, the Shulchan Aruch is a fascinating book because the Rambam deals with how many mitzvahs does the Rambam deal with? All 613. There's no mitzvah the Rambam doesn't deal with. Shulchan Aruch only deals with the halachas that we have nowadays. Shulchan Aruch doesn't have Tumah Tahara. Shulchan Aruch doesn't have Migdash. Kodshim, Sanhedrin of 23. He doesn't have any of that stuff. So does he have halachas of Avadim? Yes. So what does that mean? He has it. And he has about 45 halachas about halachas. It's a big chapter too. Good question. It's a great question. He wrote about it 500 years ago. And what does it mean today? Rav Aaron Lichtenstein in his book, Levakshi Penecha, deals with it. It's a great question. But simple shot, we don't really seem to have Avadim today in the Maisa. So the person's going to have some payment program to pay it off somehow or another, which, good luck. It's not a simple one. It's not. Yeah, something like that. Yeah, the basin, you're going to set up some program. You're right. It's going to set up some program. Okay, very good. Okay, so basin deals with these limited laws today. Good. You come to basin. And what's the first thing they say to you? Well, hopefully, good morning. Hopefully. After the initial greeting, have a maktim kola, mekabel kola and save upon him yafo, shalom aleichem, shalom aleichem. Okay, and you have all different types. Like we're all different. You see people on the streets, some are greeting and up front, and so welcoming. So you go to base. I've been in basin a few times with people and couples and stuff like that. Try to help them out. Dayanim also have that personality. It's going to be, warm and friendly. So more to get down to business. You have all types. And the first thing they say after the greetings is what? Din atem rotzim o pshara atem rotzim. Do you want din, straight law, or do you want pshara, which is what? Compromise. Compromise. Okay. And they offer both. Din means there's probably going to be a winner and there's definitely going to be a loser. You're going to have both, a winner and a loser. Okay. So he says over here, mitzvah loma labale dinim. Is a mitzvah to say to the two litigants, dinim. Okay, din atem rotzim. Do you want straight black and white law? Oh, pshara. Do you just leave it at that? Whatever they decide? No. Mitzvah lahas bilem sheyitzu b'pshara. And there's a mitzvah to lean towards what? Pshara. Because in a pshara, there's no black and white winner or loser. Both of them have gained something, and neither one is a winner, neither one is a complete loser. There's a pshara. You work together. Baruch Hashem, in the world of law of the last 40 years, thank God, a new field has developed. Harvard played a nice role in this. I don't know if I can say Harvard in a nice term anymore, but they, at least 30 years ago, with the mediation project, and they were real leaders in the field of mediation, where lawyers traditionally have been, and still are many of them, that when they get into the court and they're representing her and they're representing him, and it's a battle till the end. And the more blood you could seek, the better you are. It is a total adversarial approach going for blood. Over the last few decades, the mediation approach, we have well-trained lawyers who are also trained in mediation. And this might sound like an oxymoron. The lawyers on the two sides work together. Lawyers work together, right? That instead of an adversarial approach, it's a collaborative approach where they're working together. They're not going for blood. I know some couples where at the beginning they said, listen, it's not working out. We're going to end the marriage, but we're going to do it b'shalom. But once, I'm not putting down all lawyers. Chas v'shalom. I know some incredible lawyers, amazing people, but sometimes they got to win. And this one's got to win. And it's just Gehenna. All hell breaks loose. But the mediation approach, the collaborative approach, where the lawyers, there's a lot of models within the system, but with the lawyers work together to try to come to some pshara, that's magic. I call it the magic of mediation. The magic of mediation. We can have people, a couple, family members, children, spouses, neighbors to mediate where there's not a winner and a loser. You just try to come to some kind. Harvard's book was called Getting to Yes. Great term, Getting to Yes. Okay.
There's in fact, mediation there's another way that they're doing it that way, because mediation, if you're mediating and one client isn't as strong as the other client, they go with the strength. And now they do something, because my friend's daughter just got a divorce and a get in Connecticut, and it was with one firm. And that's what you're describing as mediation. It's different. And I'm looking it up right now because she sent it to me recently.
Oh, okay.
I'll tell you when.
Okay, very good. Very good. Anyway, so one first halach and Aleph, Siman al chapter Aleph is about what they deal with today. And then we jump to Siman Yudbet about din atem rotzim opshara. Do you want din opshara? And one of them says, no, I want din. I want straight. I'm convinced the guy ripped me off, and I want all my money back. I'm not looking for pshara, and that's fine. You're entitled. But sometimes it's a little complex. It's not so black and white, and each side realizes that, and they work together. And that's an amazing thing when they could do that. And then Siman Yud, which is for every one of us, even if we're not dayanim, every one of us, liyot matun badin. Tzarech hadayan liyot matun badin. A dayan has to be matun badin. It's a first parak in Perkei Avos. Have a masunim badin. What does that mean? V'kach tashuv Rabbeinu asher chamutz ashrei hadayan shemachmitz dino. Kamo chametz usually is termed like a negative. It's chametz. It stayed too long. No, blessed is the dayan who his din is machmitz. What does that mean? Kamo ha'isa nefet kodem shenit masena karaoi ein alechem yafeh. You want the isa to rise, and then you bake it. You just knead it and then put it in, and it didn't rise. That's the wrong order. You want it to be able to rise properly. Ein alechem yafeh kokach im eino machmetz dino. Okay, lo yotza din yafeh. Kmo is mechmetzes yotem shum mekakel tam alechem. Kmo ken lo chmetzen la din yotem shor shedbarolo lo yana din v'yachtenu miyad. Okay, so he says you want to have it. If it rises too much, no, you don't want to leave it out for days. You don't want to put it in right away. You want to have the right amount. So too, you want to go ahead. Now he applies it. Gas libo bahara. A person is a gas libo, arrogant. And you paskin before what? A proper investigation. Okay, barolo kashemesh, until it's clear like the sun. Listen to this, and this is every one of us, day in and day out. Which one of us could say we're never involved in judging people about this person did that, this person's in shul, he comes to shul late, he talks half the time, he leaves early, he's this, he's that. We're always judging everyone. This one has a fight with the neighbor, and you happen to know the neighbor, so you heard the neighbor's side of the story. And right away, you're convinced the other person's in Russia, he's this, that. You didn't hear the other side. You didn't hear the other side. And how often are we going ahead? And everyone's judging people today, right? We're just talking in the car on the way over here. I'm so amazed. It's really amazing how you have people here in Israel, some of them never did the army, not for 1 second, and they know exactly how Bibi should run the war, how the gender show, like they know nothing. They didn't give 1 minute of army service. I'm not into good or bad that they did that way, but and you know, you're an expert. If you're in the army 30, 40 years and you're into national politics and all that, then you can have a say. You can give your opinion. You know, I hear that. Even then, until you're in BBC and the pressure from Biden that he's withstanding, and the words that supposedly Biden is saying about it, right? Not pleasant terms. The word is not tzaddik. That's not the word that Biden is saying about Bibi. And he's standing strong. We're going to continue. We're going to continue. It's unbelievable. And everyone is like, what's going to say? He's got nothing. And everything he's doing, he only cares about himself. I go, what? What? He should be doing this and just flood all the tunnels. That's what I would do. Yes, it's just so simple. Just flood the whole Manhattan tunnel system in 5 minutes. That's it. It's unbelievable, the superficiality. But it's people, this is exactly what it is. It's people who go ahead, coming to conclusions without really investigating. And over here, we are not capable of properly investigating this matter, in my humble opinion. But you want to go ahead and do all the research you can into the war, go for it. But what about within our circles and friends and neighbors and fights and issues? If you do that, you come to a conclusion before proper investigation, The Shulchan Aruch has some nice terms. Shote, it's a fool. Rasha, evil. Gas ruach, and arrogant. Shote shusova shuchacham. Venisha bishtuso. He's a shote because he thinks I'm a chacham. I have opinions. I know. And you're a fool. You think you know better to know that you don't know. When you think you know and you don't know, that's a shote. That's a fool. Okay. Gas ruach of a Russia. Shemavot hadin. You're a Russia that you're twisting the din. This is talking about in the actual court of law. But it's all of us. A Russia that you're going in and giving this person a bad name. And you're talking badly about the neighbor because you're this and you had that without even investigating what's going on. That's a Russia. And Gas Ruach, Shesove, Sheish Kamohu, because you maintain that a person like yourself ain't Tzachli or Matun Badin. I don't need to, I just have an intuition. I have an intuition here. And I could tell this guy's a bad guy. And I have a direct line with God, of course. Correct. Okay. When someone tells me about intuition, I get extremely nervous. Extremely nervous. What? No one can ever have an intuition? No, that's not true. But I'm extremely careful about it because sometimes an intuition can be spot on. You really have intuition about a certain person, and sometimes it's totally off. That you right away projected this onto the person, that onto the person. It's not true. It's not true. So let's just summarize the three main points we mentioned. The Siman Aleph, which is the halacha of what? What Beis Din does today. Which are the mishpatim today? It's limited. Common cases and damage cases, not penalty cases. Then we jump to Yud Bet, that you want to try to have Shara. You ask them what they want, and if one of them says din only all the way, he damaged, and I want all the money for that damage that he caused, that's fine, your choice. But if it's a little bit vague and gray, maybe Shara is the best way to go. And they'll talk with the litigants about that. And then finally, we went from Hey to Vav, and then smack in the middle is the Siman of Yud Liot Matun Badin. And that's also for everyone to really think through. Like to me, this is easy halacha for me to fulfill them more than most people. I'm serious. Why nothing great about me? But if you do what I've been doing for 40 years, every day a kid comes, he took my ball, he did this, he took mine, and the kid's hurt, he pushed me over. And that's his version. And he's so convincing. But 40 years of hearing the kid and then hearing the other side. And either one is intentionally lying. Each have their own way of looking at it. And only when you hear both sides, you can begin to, I see why he thinks that, why he thinks that, and etc. And so it's very easy for me to be a Musuna B'din because I live that with these beautiful tzaddikim who are growing and developing and seeing the world in their world and their way, and then the other one that way. And then, that's how we do it. Anyway, so those are three, I think, fascinating halachas about Chush Mishpat. I want to give everyone a taste of the world, and also there's a lot of practical halachas here for every one of us. Okay, everyone should be well. That's what I've said, collaborative.